Ooh, Shadow Gible is coming to Pokemon GO, but is it good for anything? Well, today we'll find that out together as we've got brand new Shadow Pokemon coming to Pokemon GO, together with a brand new Shadow Legendary Pokemon from Giovanni. Alright, so hi to all of you guys! So let me go to bring my screen up, and it's no news to show you guys. It's not under the news section. My throat is a bit sore today because I've been talking to a lot of people the last 2 days, but it's okay, I will bear through it. Anyway, let's go ahead to check out over here. Sorry, wrong page, it's supposed to be here first. Yes, we got the Team Go Rocket Takeover event that starts on the 21st of July, 12 AM to the 25th of July, 11:59 PM. You guys can see Giovanni has a brand new Shadow Legendary Pokemon, and that is Shadow Regirock. It's time to rock and roll, guys. It wouldn't be ideal to catch this Shadow Legendary Pokemon. It's still good to save the Super Rocket Radar, right? So anyway, let's go to scroll down here. You guys can see that we can TM away the frustration, alright, to remove frustration from the Shadow Pokemon. Of course, for those of you who actually caught yourself the Shadow Mewtwo's, it's now time to remove away the frustrations to get less frustrated Mewtwo's, and also remove away frustration for all the other Pokemon that you want to remove. Alright, remember to do that. Alright, we're gonna save Regirock. Maybe not. Okay, so under the new Shadow Pokemon, we have Shadow Alolan Geodude, Shadow Ladybar, Shadow Hitmontop, and Shadow Glamel, and also Shadow Gible. Yes. Shadow Gible, the next pseudo-legendary Shadow, is coming to Pokemon GO. I've actually told my friends many times that we have to wait for Shadow Gible to come, but that was before certain changes happened, especially to Shadow Mamoswine, which I'll talk about later on. Anyway, for 12km X, those are the Pokemon. We have a total of 12 of them in the pool, with one additional brand new shiny, and that is going to be Shiny Pancham! Thank you very much, Lickduck, for all the information, by the way. It's not even posted on PokemonGoLive.com yet. Yeah, but other websites have already gotten information. So, anyway, let's go ahead to check out, yes, Gible. Under the comprehensive DPS and TDO spreadsheet from Game Press. So, remember, Gible, when evolves into Garchomp, the last stage evolution, is a Dragon and Ground typing Pokemon. So, we'll look at it from a Dragon and also Ground typing Pokemon side. Let's go to type Dragon and add Star Dragon. And this is what we have. Alright, I'm gonna refresh over here. Okay, wait, hang on, my thing kind of errored out. I thought I input the data for the species. Hang on, I need to input it again. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. Alright, I've saved it. Let's close this. Now let's go ahead to refresh it. Okay, and now it's out. Yep, the Shadow Garchomp is out. Let's go ahead to sort by best. And now, let's go ahead to take a look at this. We have Mega Rayquaza, of course, at number 1. We're going to remove the Megas because right now we ain't going to look at Megas. We're going to look at just Shadow and non-Shadow, non-Mega Pokemon. So the number 1 Dragon is still Shadow Salamence in terms of DPS. Following up with Shadow Dragonite, following up with Shadow Garchomp, with Dragon Tail and Outrage for all 3 of those dragons. If we take a look at ER, alright, Shadow Salamence is still higher than Shadow Garchomp. Well, what is ER? It's not, no, it's not. It stands for equivalent rating. If you guys read over here, alright, it was recently updated over here. The overall score column, DPS and TDO, was replaced by ER equivalent, which is the 4th power root of DPS to the power of 3 times TDO. Alright, so it's a more accurate judgment of how good the Pokemon is. However, I normally look at DPS because we can remote rate, I mean back then, but now we are going into local rate, so looking at the ER might actually be better right now. But depending on certain situations, I still prefer looking at DPS anyways. As long as your 6 Pokemon do not faint that quickly, DPS could still be better. Alright, but clearly over here, in terms of DPS and ER, Shadow Garchomp loses to Shadow Salamence, and in fact Shadow Dragonite, I mean for DPS wise. So in a way, Shadow Garchomp isn't exactly the best dragon in my opinion. Of course, when Shadow Rayquaza comes, when Shadow Black Kyurem comes, those 2 will take the highest spot, even higher than Shadow Salamence as a dragon type attacker. Alright, now we take a look at the ground typing side, we're going to type ground, and at star ground, excuse me, we're going to type refresh, and then we're going to tap on best. Alright, so now you guys can see. Okay, so Shadow Mamoswine is the #1 non-mega, non-primal ground typing Pokemon with Mud Slap and high horsepower, following up with Shadow Garchomp with Mud Shot and Earth Power. Remember, you have to get the Community Day move, so after catching the Gible, you have to remove away frustration and wait for an event to come before you can get Earth Power. Otherwise, you have to spend an Elite Charge TM on it. So another thing though, if you guys take a look at Shadow Mamoswine, it is highly ranked up there in terms of the DPS side because of the new move, high horsepower. If it does not have high horsepower but instead having bulldoze, well, it will be actually lower than Shadow Garchomp. Hence why I did inform my friends that they should actually grind and save the Candy XL for Gible and wait for Shadow Garchomp to, you know, invest into those shadows instead of the regular Garchomps, as it would be better than the Shadow Mamoswine with bulldoze. But now with high horsepower, Shadow Mamoswine is actually better in terms of DPS. But remember, I did talk about equivalent rating, and that is what we're going to see right now. Shadow Garchomp is #1 in terms of equivalent rating, making it slightly more bulky than Shadow Mamoswine. We all know that Shadow Mamoswine is rather glassy, and hence it's slightly better in certain situations as compared to Shadow Mamoswine. By certain situations, Shadow Mamoswine will be able to take down the raid boss quicker than the Shadow Garchomp. But if you want to save potions, if you want to be safe about your raid, of course Shadow Garchomp is the better choice. Alright, so that's what I'd like to show you guys for PvE. In terms of Go Battle League, PvP wise though, and I still got information to show you guys later on, so hang on. Alright, so Garchomp, you guys can see that, sorry, let me take Garchomp. Okay, Shadow Garchomp is ranked very poorly in the Great League, don't bother about it. I've tried it out, it's not good. Alright, Ultra League wise, it's decent, but there are better choices out there. Sorry, I didn't want to put Gary over there. It's supposed to be Garchomp, so auto-correct, auto-wrong. Alright, Garchomp, Shadow Garchomp is ranked 428, also not good, so I wouldn't recommend that. However, in the Master League, it's ranked 40 and 63 respectively as the non-shadow than the shadow form. So in this situation, you can see that actually the non-shadow one is better, and if you already powered up one to level 50 for the non-shadow one to use for the Master League, you don't really need one for the shadow form, unless maybe something changes in the future, I'm not too sure, but that's how it is right now from what we can see, because Garchomp's damage is just so high, giving it shadow, it will overkill even more in certain situations. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys over here the reason why, like I said, to save up the Gible Candy XL. If you guys remember, during Gible Community Day 2 years, okay, was it 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember. It was last year. I did say to save all the Candy XL 2 years ago. My god, time passes so fast. 2 years ago, Brandon. Yeah, it's 2 years ago. Save the Candy XL. I still have 2,291 Candy XL and 23,000 candies. So I'm not powered up my Garchomp other than one to level 50, and this is the one that I do use for the Master League. Other than that, I've not powered up any other than do I don't have one more? No. So even though I have actually a total of 9 Hundo Gibles, a lot of them were traded to me. Alright, including this one is I think from the Furies, okay, it's from the egg. So I don't even power up the others because I just need one for Mega Garchomp. Yes, Mega Garchomp will be very strong, but it will still lose to Primal Groudon as a ground type attacker. It would still lose to Mega Rayquaza as a dragon type attacker. So it's not the best dragon, not the best ground type attacker in the Mega form. Neither is it the best for both the ground and the dragon also. Yep, so yeah. So anyway, that's all that I've got to say about this particular Pokemon. Of course, if you want to go after the Shadow Gible, definitely go after it. We're not too sure whether it's going to be in the form of a grunt battle or a leader battle. If it's from the leader, great. It means we can get Shiny Shadow Gible. Otherwise, it might be Shiny Shadow Alolan Geodude or Shiny Shadow Ladybug. Right, we don't know yet, man. But anyway, I do think that it is going to be from one of the leaders. Usually, that is the case. Other than Dratini, I think Dratini is the only one that you do not get from the leader, because Beldum, you have to get it from the leader, from Arlo, and I would think that the other pseudo-legendary Pokemon you would have to get from the leaders also. Come to think of it, it's been a while, it's been very long since any new Shadow pseudo-legendary Pokemon was introduced in the form of a shadow form in the game, and it's rather exciting to me. It's rather exciting, and of course, not everyone plays the shadow form. One more thing I'd like to point out though, if you do get yourself the Shadow Gible from the leaders, of course you can TM away frustration immediately during this event. However, remember that it will come in the form of shadow raids in the future, and when that does come, the IVs to get the hundo will be at higher odds, and hence it will be an easier way to get the hundo or higher IV shadow. Remember that. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna just play a little bit hard for it, since I do want to get myself a few Shadow Gibles, and hopefully we can get the shiny as well. Maybe, we'll see how. Alright, so that is all that I have to talk to you guys in this video. Hopefully you guys have gotten a better understanding in terms of how good Shadow Gible, Shadow Garchomp is. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys plan to use your Super Rocket Radar or Shadow Regirock? And also, if you guys are going after Shadow Gible or not. Alright, and I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Alright, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.